Hey guys, Avarice here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I decided that I'm going to do the AuthorTube Newbie Tag that was started by Jenna Streety. And I found the questions on iWriterly's website. So yeah, I figured since I'm going to start doing this AuthorTube thing, I've been published for 4 years as an indie, might as well cover some basics of who I am, what I do, what I write, and I've been watching a lot of AuthorTube Newbie Tag videos to kind of get a feel for it and decided I'm going to do one of my own. There are a total of 13 questions that I'm going to be answering, and yeah, let's do this. Question number 1. How did I find out about AuthorTube? I found out about AuthorTube. I've just always loved looking at videos of writing, the writing process, writing tricks and tips. I also like craft videos, that sort of thing. And I just like hearing about other writers' struggles, not because I'm happy about other writers' struggles, but because it's nice to know that you're not alone as a writer, and being a writer can be a very lonely place because you do it by yourself and your brain. So I really like the community of it all, and I love the writing sprints. I love the live write-ins because you can feel like you're a part of something, you know, even on the outside, even on just commenting on, you know, live write-in videos or live sprint videos. So I really like that because you just feel like you're a part of something. And like I said, as a writer, it can be a pretty isolating career choice. So as somebody who works from home and is, you know, lucky enough to work for myself, it's very lonely sometimes when it comes to the writing. So that's how I found AuthorTube, and some of the AuthorTubers that I have found. The first one that really sticks out to me is Alexa Dunn and Kate Kavanaugh. And then from there, I've been Brooke and Jessica and, oh my gosh, iWriterly. Her name is like, I always see her as the iWriterly girl, and I love her. She's amazing. There's just so many. Natalia Lee, I watch a lot. I've been binging a lot the last couple of months because again, I've really been trying to figure out what I want to do with my YouTube channel, and AuthorTube seems to be what I'm passionate about and where I fit, so it's perfect. Question number 2. What genres do I write in? What don't I write in? No, but seriously, I write in romantic suspense and with some contemporary romance sprinkled in there. I really like romantic suspense a lot. I like that twisty kind of, not dark, but a little bit more on the gray side. And then anything paranormal fantasy or science fiction, including YA. So the genre that I have written in, that I have published, is romantic suspense fantasy. So yeah, I'm hoping to publish more fantasy, like YA fantasy and paranormal in the future. So I'm excited. Question 3. What is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? Children's, YA, new adult, etc. I prefer past tense, and I usually write first person past or third person close past. I used to write third person all the time, and then I started to write first person past, and it's almost like you have a really hard time going back to third person. So I'm starting to really teach myself to go back and forth between the two, because I used to be really good at writing third person because I was reading a lot of third person, and from switching from my, what I would have called the real job, to what I do now, which is reading audiobooks, a lot of it is first person past tense or present tense. And I guess I just flew over into what I like to write. You get to see a lot of it, a lot of good writing, and what you like and what you don't like about it as an audio narrator, and you get to implement it into your own writing. So I became very much into writing first person past, and I really liked the connection that I could get, but with third person I really loved the world building and the description that you can give to it. So I'm trying to get a balance of both back. Category of story would have to be adult or YA. Probably more YA than adult. Adult would have to be definitely on the fantasy side, and YA would have to be more on the, you know, I know Harry Potter's middle grade, but, or is it the PC Cast and Kristen Cast books? I haven't gotten them all, but I was at one point in my life obsessed with them, and there were so many that I just lost track. But yeah, definitely YA or adult. Question 5. Are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? I am a plantser. I like to plot my outlines and structure my chapters, write out my scenes, write out my chapters, but I really like to pants when it comes to characters. I like to kind of explore them a little bit. So I give myself an outline and plot somewhat. Have a general idea. I basically have the 3-act structure down, and I fill in some of the things that has to happen, some of the scenes that I have to have happen, but then that gives me room to play. So if I let a character play and they go one way and I'm like, ooh, how are we gonna get back? It's kind of fun that way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but most of the time it's really good for me to keep on track, and to keep my characters from playing within the lines without forcing them to play inside the lines. And I'm obsessed with pens and color coordination, so every character gets a color. And so yeah, I just have to have the plotting side, but for characters I definitely need to have the area to play. So, plantser. Question 6. Are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? So, I have been indie published since 2015, and let me tell you, I had no idea what I was doing, and I've learned so much in these last 4 years. I'm writing the final book in my current series in September. It's the 7th one, and I can't believe it's going to be the end, but I'm ready for it to be the end because I know so much more on how to be a better author, how to be a better business person, how to be a better marketer, and it's just, I have so many other ideas that I just want to get done and out, and I'm excited and sad at the same time that my first series is coming to an end. And I know that everybody goes back and reads their first stuff and is like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? But it's your first. You have to get your firsts out there, and I'm pretty proud of it. And I also have a standalone contemporary romance called Feathers out, and its extended epilogue novella called Wings. So, and I have been published in an anthology with a group of girls, a group of writer friends that I have. So, all in all, I believe when the 7th book comes out in November, I'll have 10 books out. I'm by no means a big seller, a bestseller, because everybody's at one point in time is an Amazon bestseller. Everybody is. It's just how it works. But I'm by no means like, I am learning. I am a baby still. I'm walking. I was so crawling, and now I'm walking, and I'm looking forward to doing more and learning more and pushing myself in my writing craft to the higher level, and just want to be better. So yeah, I'm not gonna ever claim to be my books. No, there's a lot of indie authors out there and a lot of trad pubbed authors out there, and it's a tough market, y'all. It is a tough market, but we're getting better. We're getting better and we're learning. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 6. Oops. 6. What publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company are you represented by or use? And if you're not yet published, what is your dream publishing house and or literary agent? I would love to be represented by the Marcel Lyons literary agency. And there are just too many agents to name here. I have lists for every single genre that I write in. So I have my list of top fantasy, top publishing houses. Tor would probably be a publishing house I wouldn't mind being with. Tor I would really like to be with, but that's a fantasy, more on the fantasy side, so who knows. But definitely Marcel Lyons Literary Agency. They're pretty awesome. So, question number 7. What AuthorTube related videos can we expect to find on my channel? A lot of videos about my process, the struggles, because the struggles are real, and just being honest about publishing as an indie and my journey to try to become a hybrid author. I've queried multiple times and been rejected multiple times. I've pitched successfully to agents and had agents ask for my manuscript, and then, or the first 10 pages or so, or 3 chapters, whatever, from that pitch session, and then been lovingly rejected. So I know not all about it, but I do know how to, and I've done it with, some moderate success, even though I don't know how you can describe success, okay, pitching is a nightmare. Internally you're screaming, because you have like 10 minutes to sit down with an agent and like wow them. And I did it, and I got, she asked for my manuscript and I sent it to her, and then it got lost. She never received it. So I messaged her again. She was like, oh gosh, no, send it to me. Send it to her. The first 10 pages, and she, lovingly rejected it, said that's not what I'm looking for right now, blah, blah, blah. Super fine, totally understand. I get it. Add it to my rejection pile because I keep all of my rejection letters. But I love to share my experiences and get more information about those 2 things myself, and continue to do them and update you guys with how I do with querying and pitching, because down here in Texas, where I live in Dallas, we have a lot of book conventions and conferences and stuff like that that give you the opportunity to go and pitch to agents or talk to agents or take courses with, industry professionals. So that is something that I would really, really love to do. Also, videos on specific topics, and there are too many to list. I am no expert in any area. Probably the only place of absolute expertise that I would be in would be audiobook narration, and how not to write a series and indie publish it. The do's and don'ts of starting a series and indie publishing it. I could totally do one of those. There's a lot of things I know how not to do now. So yeah. And maybe some different videos on experiments and challenges. I really love challenging myself to get X amount of words in a day or a certain amount of time, and I've seen a lot of people do 20, how many words you get in 24 hours or 24 and 36 or a 10K day on NaNoWriMo, and I'm just like, I need all of these, and being an AuthorTuber and video recording it and vlogging it will definitely keep me more accountable to not only myself, but to all of you watching, because I'll know that, yeah, they're expecting this, they want to see this, and I just look at that as a good thing. And I definitely want a weekly vlog during Camp NaNoWriMo, and I definitely want to try to daily vlog as best I can during NaNoWriMo. I am going home. I have 2 things going on in November. I have a 3-day book reader meet called Readers and Ritas, and I'm going to be presenting there as well as an author there. And then on Thanksgiving, I'm flying back home to my family in New York for the holidays, so I will see if this year, if it's not probably would be weekly vlogs, or if I do daily vlogs, the holidays will probably be chopped up to, you know, a weekly vlog or something like that, so I don't have to spend too much time away from my family, but I'm so excited. 8. When did you start writing? When I was 8. I started writing 7 or 8 years old. I have always loved books. I was reading at a really high level for my age, so, and the first story that I ever wrote for question 9 was about my horse that I had, which essentially ended up being like a fan fiction Black Beauty with my horse as the star, complete with chapter headings and tragic backstory. So yeah, first story ever written. I think it was about 6 pages long, front and back, chapter headings. I was pretty proud, and pictures, so I mean, ahead of my time. Chapter 10. Hashtag writer issues. Number 10. What authors have inspired my writing the most? Well, in the past, C.S. Lewis and Nora Roberts and J.R.R. Tolkien definitely influenced my love of fantasy and romance. I think I have the McGregor grooms down here from Nora Roberts. Like, it's pretty old and well loved, and I mean, yeah, when was this published? Kind of scared to look. This is older than me, and this was one of my mom's books. Oh, it was 1998. So, yeah. Been reading Nora Roberts for a really long time. Recently, George Martin, obviously, and J.K. Rowling. I didn't read Harry Potter as a kid. I read it as an adult. So I really enjoyed the whole learning about, I mean, I saw the movies, but I never read the books because I just wasn't interested, which is weird, but I wasn't. My mom brought me home the first book from the library, and I read the first chapter and was like, this is horrible. They are mean. I can't read this. So mean to Harry. And I'm just glad that I waited, because I was able to appreciate the story, I think, more as an adult than I would have back then. And then Brandon Sanderson has been huge for me recently. Huge. Absolutely huge. Man, he makes me laugh and he makes me cry. A friend of mine introduced me to him, and I've always wanted to read his stuff, but my goodness. He's definitely inspired me back on the right track for fantasy, so I can't wait to start writing my own stuff. So those are the authors who have been... Oh, Jane Austen. Definitely. Another big one. Pride and Prejudice. It's my favorite. Question 11. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply get to writing whenever you can find the time? I'm trying to schedule out my writing sessions in the morning. Even though I'm not a morning person, my brain works better in the morning. Which is odd, but I hate mornings. I can't really drink caffeine because I'm really caffeine sensitive, so it's rough. It's really rough, but I am doing better at scheduling my time, and I will write whenever I find the time, but usually I try to keep it, in the morning hours or afternoon, sometimes late at night. My brain wants to work, so we do that sometimes. Question 12. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? I use my Mac, but I've recently been getting over like blocks by writing by hand or speaking out loud into my recording device on my phone to kind of work out scenes and character dialogue outside of my head. So that helps. So does brainstorming with paper. And then I usually write at my desk or on the couch, but I really love being able to write outside, even though Texas is hella hot in the summer. Please, fall, get here soon. Please. But when I travel back home to New York on the river where my family lives, I love writing out on my parents' back porch. It's like this beautiful screen and back porch. I love going down to the water and writing there and on the docks, or a couple of restaurants that are right on the water. You can just grab a mixed drink and just go out and write. It's really fun. And I also love coffee shops and bookstores. So like Barnes and Noble, I will go write in the coffee shop because I'm surrounded by books and it inspires me and I like it. And I can usually get a pumpkin spice latte whenever they decide to release them. And number 13, what are you most looking forward to now that you're a part of AuthorTube? Community for sure. I've been watching a lot and stalking people's AuthorTubes. And I just love seeing their progress and their struggles, because I don't feel so alone when I see them struggling with some of the same things that I struggle with. And also, success is huge, and cheering each other on and being supportive. And, you know, I look forward to meeting up and collaborating with AuthorTubers in the future around the area or at writers' retreats or anything like that. It's pretty exciting. I'm really, really stoked about this. So yeah, I will link my social media down below, and so you guys can follow me if you want to. And if you're an AuthorTuber, say hi. I am what I call an extroverted introvert. I like people, but I don't do well in big groups. But I do enjoy communicating with people via social media and online and stuff like that. It's a little bit more manageable. A lot of the times, if my husband and I have to go out and do a lot of things with a lot of friends, and during the week, I'll come home and be like, we're not going anywhere for a month, which is an over-exaggeration, but it's how I feel in the moment. And we usually will just, you know, not go anywhere for the next week. But I am nice. I do not bite. If you have any questions for videos you'd like to see, leave them down below. And yeah, what I'm probably going to end up doing here, so side note to the end of the AuthorTube tag, September will be the month that I am working on writing my final book in my Legend series, Book 7, Chasing Camelot. And I will be focusing all of my time on that book that month. From now, which is the 26th, to the end of August 31st, so I have 5 days, I will be kind of doing some rewrites on a potential Camp NaNoWriMo book, and it is going to be a new series that I'm looking forward to after Legend is done and over with, and I can move on to 2020 and start something new, because 4 years of being attached to the same series is great, but in a perfect world, I wouldn't want to be attached to a series that long ever again. So yeah, welcome. I'm Everest Rose, aka Kylie Stewart. That is the name that I write under. That is the name that I narrate under. Welcome, and one love, guys.